Hi, Kevin Henry, the Managing Editor of Dental Economics, and I'm here with Jeff Lavers, the head of 3M ESPE. And we're actually at a digital technology conference here at 3M ESPE headquarters. And I'm very honored to be here and appreciate the invitation.
Well, thank you.
Tell me a little bit about what was the genesis behind this conference. So what were you guys trying to achieve whenever you call all these great names in dentistry together?
This has been in the works for well over a year, and this really was spurred from when we acquired Brontes Technologies, and we really started to dig into where the digital landscape was on a worldwide basis. And really one of the things that we learned was this is a fast-moving space, and there's a tremendous amount of confusion that's out there. So we thought it would be a compelling opportunity to draw some of the biggest and best names in dentistry together in one setting to really have a open dialogue on where is this market going to go and what are the opportunities.
And what are some of the things that you're hearing from dentists out there, thought leaders that are out there about the innovations, the technology? What are some of the things that you're hearing?
I think a couple things that strike us is, first of all, it validates there is confusion. There's a lot of different people at different paths in the learning curve. And I think what we want to make sure is a continuous understanding of where everyone is. I think another thing that strikes us is most interesting is there is going to be several different ways you can really skin the cat, if you will. And I think we as a company and we as an industry need to be open to be able to respond to all of those.
And I know obviously with the acquisition of Brontes and the MTech, and as you and I have talked, you're really looking for more collaborative efforts.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about how you're wanting to reach out to some other people in the industry and work together.
Yeah, absolutely. I think any digital transformation in any industry, what you're going to see is you're going to see certain systems that start to dominate, for lack of a better term. A major difference within dentistry, though, is there's so many different things that digital can touch on that there won't be a end-all be-all system. And there's a lot of integration that has to happen. For instance, there's a lot of practice management software that's available to general dentists today. It's important that digital assets, whether it be digital radiography, intraoral scanning, or other components, find a way to tap into those existing systems so that dentists are not having to constantly reinvest in systems but can take advantage of what they have. Equally important, we realize it's important to incorporate these into the practice of dentistry. We think that the paradigm shift will go much quicker if you can use it into the ebb and flow of the practice as it is now, as opposed to having them reinvent every time a new digital asset comes out.
And last question for you. I know digital workflow is really a buzzword that I'm hearing. Tell a little bit about what digital workflow is and where maybe 3M ESPE and you see it going.
Well, think about workflow in its basic premise. The average practice today, they have a schedule and they set forth whether I'm doing a crown bridge procedure or direct restoration, just simple hygiene. They have a workflow within that practice. Digital workflow is no different. It's really how do I move things in a digitally enabled fashion. And what's very important for us to understand is that if I have, for instance, a crown and bridge procedure today, in the dentist office, I may take an impression and do the other things I need to do for prepping the tooth, get it ready to go to a dental laboratory. The dental office doesn't know anything about that dental laboratory procedures, but that's a big part of the workflow. Likewise, when it's sent back to the dentist, the lab may or may not have a recognition of what has to happen back at the dental office. We have to understand that entire workflow, and we think it's entirely digitally enabled at some point in the future here, sooner rather than later.
Right. And obviously, the digital is really catching a lot of attention, but I know 3M ESPE is also very proud of the material side of things as well. How do the two work together?
It's a good question. Well, our background obviously is materials, so we're in the equipment side later in life, if you will. Ultimately, we have to recognize that a successful dental procedure is a happy patient who's walking out with a repair or some other type of service that's been provided within that. Materials still play a vital role within that. What we have to make sure is that digital technology is enabling technology. At the end of the day, it actually doesn't repair or replace. The materials do that. We need to have almost a seamless, like a zipper effect. As I integrate my material, it has to integrate with my digital technology. So we play both sides very, very tightly together to make sure that at the end of the day, that patient is truly satisfied with the outcome.
Thank you.